investors, come on in here and get your notes, your drink, and your vest, because you already heard the news, and I can't believe that I'm going to report on this. The Atlanta Falcons organization has made one of the biggest mistakes in the world. I don't care what Emmanuel Acho has stated, by hiring Kevin Stefanski as their new head coach. Raheem Morris should take this as a serious insult and file a grievance against everybody should file a grievance and file a grievance against the Atlanta Falcons. How can you let Raheem Morris go with a 47% winning average and hire Kevin Stefanski with a 23.9% average? Kevin Stefanski has won in the last 2 years 8 games and 26 losses. Now, mind you, that also includes the 3 games that SHEDEUR Sanders won this year as a Cleveland Browns. So really his record should be 5-29. 5-29 if my math is correct. Raheem, I'm so sorry it's coming from the community because this is a slap in the face. I'm thinking, like you were probably thinking, that the Atlanta Falcons was going to go out and get someone like a John Harbaugh or Mike McCarthy, a Nate associated with Green Bay Super Bowl. Atlanta Falcons now is the new Cleveland Browns. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. Before I go any further, please, everybody, stand up, put on your vest, get your notes, and get your drinks. Let's give a toast to Acho. Emmanuel Acho. Hold on. You're right. I haven't lost it. But if you saw my last live, you know exactly where I'm about to go. Acho is the one that got Kevin Stefanski hired. Acho has been on the campaign to get Kevin Stefanski hired, to get Kevin Stefanski $5 million off the book for the next 3 years for Cleveland Browns. So with Kevin Stefanski gone from the Cleveland Browns, that means the Cleveland Browns got an extra $15 million total to go out and hire other candidates. If you don't believe me, go ahead and watch my last live. I'm going to put a small excerpt at the end of this video. But go ahead, Emmanuel Acho. You did it. Go ahead. If y'all didn't see that clip when Speak Easy had discussed Kevin Stefanski being hired by the Falcons, y'all need to watch that. Watch this clip right here.
Your favorite topic, Acho.
Oh,
look at the smile. Ooh. Look at the smile on his face right now, man. Look at the smile on that face. Ladies and gentlemen, today it was announced that the Atlanta Falcons, one of the best job openings in all of the NFL right now, was filled today by head coach Kevin Stefanski. He is now the Atlanta Falcons head coach. More weapons than he did in Cleveland. Did the Falcons get the head coach hire right, Acho?
Couldn't have been more right. It couldn't have been much. I want to entrust this incredibly young but incredibly talented offense to a guy who's been through the fire, both good and bad. With all due respect, Stefanski's had some bad of which he should learn from, and Stefanski's had some good.
Emmanuel Acho was smiling like a shark and an alligator in a tank stop. Did y'all see how Emmanuel Acho was so happy in that clip? Acho, your auditioning is going well. You have got Kevin Stefanski hired in less than 2 weeks. The Cleveland Browns is going to award you allegedly so well in this offseason. Emmanuel Acho is smiling because the commission that he got off that hire is going to be, it's going to be so lucrative, allegedly. Acho, you're auditioning for that seat behind the scenes because we already know you're not trying to do podcasts for the rest of your life, but you are doing well. That's why you smiling like that. That's exactly why you smiling like that. That's exactly why you been going hard for Kevin Stefanski to do the bidding of the Cleveland Browns this whole entire year, because everybody knew that Kevin Stefanski didn't like SHEDEUR, that he was going to destroy SHEDEUR and eventually get fired this year. That's why Kevin Stefanski, this has already been in the work since SHEDEUR Sanders has been playing. Every week, Emmanuel Acho swings left and right. He hates Kevin Stefanski one day, then loves Kevin Stefanski another day. It's not all about Kevin Stefanski. It's about he's doing the dirty work for the Cleveland Browns, allegedly. I have to say allegedly. But Acho, congratulations. Congratulations. Raheem, take my advice. File a grievance. File an investigation. Ain't no way that Kevin Stefanski should be hired after you. Who does that? Hey, but Matt Ryan, Shannon Sharp, and Ocho on Nightcap, they stated that you're from Pennsylvania. Well, guess who also went to school in Pennsylvania? Kevin Stefanski. You can't tell me Matt Ryan and Kevin Stefanski don't have the same type of relationship that Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski had behind the scenes before they both got hired for the Cleveland Browns. These people know each other. This is just a, let me stop. These comments off of Twitter, because Atlanta been roasting. Atlanta been going crazy. And you know I had to put this picture up where this gentleman standing outside of the stadium with this gas. Oh, let me go ahead and read some of these things off of Twitter. Some people on Twitter is even asking, is Kevin Stefanski a good hire, a good fit? I said no. You know what? I don't even want to bring that up. I don't even want to put that on my screen because there's some people that believe that Kevin Stefanski is going to turn around the Atlanta Falcons. Where have they been all year long? Do they know that this is Kevin Stefanski? The only head coaching job there he ever had in his life was the Cleveland Browns, and we see how that turned out. And the only reason he lasts that long is because he hired his own GM. Yes, Andrew Berry. Y'all have to go back and watch that live. Go back and watch that live. I dropped so many nuggets and gems and so many vested up moments. You got to go back and watch that live. But Acho, hey, congratulations once again. I hope you get that seat that you're eyeing, because I'm not giving Stefanski none of this credit for him getting this head coach job in Atlanta. I'm giving all the accolades and the credits to Emmanuel Acho. That's exactly what he's been doing. Working behind the scenes for the Cleveland Browns, and he's auditioning for a position somewhere in the NFL. So Acho, I'm coming. But Kevin Stefanski is the head coach of the house that Deion Sanders built. Kevin Stefanski is the head of the team that Michael Vick took on his shoulders as one of the most exciting and historic quarterbacks ever in the NFL. Kevin Stefanski is the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, the same team that Deion Sanders built, and the same team that had the audacity to call SHEDEUR Sanders during the draft with that prank call. You remember the Atlanta Falcons had got fined. It was the DC. And from what I'm hearing, Kevin Stefanski, the only reason he got hired, and one of the conditions is the DC must remain in place. That's that DC son, quote unquote. And remember, it was his son that's supposed to call SHEDEUR Sanders during the draft and had prank called SHEDEUR Sanders. Isn't this ironic? The same team that pranked SHEDEUR Sanders during the draft, the same team that Deion Sanders built, Kevin Stefanski, out of all the teams, he gets hired. Something wrong with something wrong. Yeah, I gotta do another video about Kevin Stefanski being the Atlanta Falcons coach, because I don't see him lasting not even one entire season. I've been to a Falcons game. Those fans are not going to allow dinking and dunking on the Mercedes-Benz field. You think they're going to allow that? I know Atlanta. And I know Atlanta is going through a change, wink, in terms of demographics, gentrification. But I didn't expect this coming. Kevin Stefanski on North Leg. I can't see this coming. Kevin Stefanski in Atlanta, head coach of the Atlanta Falcons in Georgia. The Atlanta Falcons just became the Cleveland Browns for 5 years. I can't believe they gave him a contract for 5 years. 5-year guarantee. Matt Ryan, Atlanta Falcons fans had more trust in you. Michael Vick jerseys in the stands. Deion Sanders jerseys. Stefanski on the sideline calling the plays. Congratulations, Emmanuel Acho. You did this. Congratulations, Emmanuel Acho. I hope the Cleveland Browns go ahead and give you a percentage of the money they saved off of Kevin Stefanski's contract. Emmanuel Acho. So let's talk about Emmanuel Acho. Emmanuel Acho goes so hard for Kevin Stefanski. It's not really because of Kevin Stefanski. As of now, Kevin Stefanski has stated that the Cleveland Browns are going to realize the bad decision that they made. This is what I've learned with Acho. Acho, when he's speaking, we think that he's speaking on the surface level. Emmanuel Acho, the bad decision that they made, he's talking about behind the scenes stuff. What I'm alluding to, what I'm getting at, it's not to protect Kevin Stefanski in a way. Let's say in a way, maybe 2 or 3%, 10%. But no, Emmanuel Acho has already stated he don't want to be on TV all of his life. He don't want to be doing podcasts. Emmanuel Acho, come closer to the camera. Emmanuel Acho wants to be one of the big boys sitting at the table. So the way that he's coming from Kevin Stefanski, he's doing that to show CEOs and everybody else regarding the Cleveland Browns and the 31 other teams. Emmanuel Acho is saying all of these things to send them dog whistles to let them know, hey, I got you. I'm not going to go against you. You can trust me. Invite me into your hidden circle and I'm going to do your will. That is Emmanuel Acho's perspective in all of this. Yeah, it may seem like Acho is covering for Kevin Stefanski, but no, Acho's goal is something higher than this. And the only reason he covers for Kevin Stefanski because he has, y'all know that lawsuit that he's a part of. He's covering for someone there. I forgot the gentleman's name, but give me a minute. I'll do a video on that in a couple of days. He's helping that gentleman that's in that lawsuit. He's protecting him. He's also protecting his connection with the Cleveland Browns because Acho played for the Cleveland Browns and they quote unquote like Acho. Acho is getting information behind the scenes. And the only reason Acho is saying that Kevin Stefanski should be hired immediately, that frees the Cleveland Browns from paying Kevin Stefanski the remaining $5 million per year that they still owe Kevin Stefanski. So the sooner that Kevin Stefanski is hired, the Cleveland Browns will be able to keep that or offset what another team won't give Kevin Stefanski. What do I mean by that? As of now, the Cleveland Browns owe Kevin Stefanski $5 million for the next 3 years. Let's say a team hire him for $12 million. That's $4 million a year. That means the Cleveland Browns will only have to come out of pocket $1 million for the remaining 3 years. The only reason that Emmanuel Acho is pushing for Kevin Stefanski to get hired because he's doing the dirty work for the Cleveland Browns to get Kevin Stefanski hired. This thing is deeper than football. So much stuff has been exposed.